Max, it is time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the GX3 Sports Podcast. I don't even know what episode we're on. If anyone's started watching in the past 3 weeks, probably don't even know who I am, but welcome. I'm
Welcome
excited
back,
to be
Sam.
back, boys. What episode is this?
22, I think.
22. We're
22.
talking about some championship football today.
Second to last episode of the season.
Yeah, we're going to have to start thinking of what we're going to do in the offseason.
Welcome back, Sam.
Yeah,
Thank you, boys.
we missed you, bro.
I know. I miss doing this show.
Thought you were going to come back speaking Italian.
7 hours ahead.
Oh. Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's just get into
Sam,
it.
I know you were probably a little limited on what you were able to watch, but I hope you caught some highlights and everything as much as you could.
I was watching everything, like, to the best of my ability. The only thing that was tough was the primetime games because those were starting at 2 a.m. for me. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
I would watch, like, the first quarter, go to sleep, wake up at, like, 5 in the morning, watch the end of the game.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
I was still able to stay caught up. I still know ball.
All right, well, then we'll get right into it. So we're talking divisional round. Only 4 games to go through, so we'll hit these. The first one, 3 good games, 1 not so good game. But the first game was Broncos-Bills. The Broncos beat the Bills 33-30.
Incredible game, by the way.
Amazing start to the weekend.
Great game.
Great game.
Horrible ending.
Great
Yeah.
ending. Great game.
No,
Great
Horrible
horrible
ending.
ending.
Horrible
Horrible
ending.
ending.
Well, we'll
Refs-
get into
a lot of
refs
getting
in a
over-
little
yeah,
bit.
well,
Let's
all right,
talk about
okay.
the game first, and then we could
Yeah.
debate.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
There's a lot of controversy in this game, like a lot. But overall, it was a very good game, exciting football game. First time we're seeing the Broncos in the playoffs because they had a bye week in the first round. But yeah, this game had a lot of action. There was a lot going on. Absolute shootout, which I didn't know what we were gonna get. Cold weather, good defense. Like I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, but it was a shootout.
I knew Josh Allen was gonna be dueling till the end of the game.
The
no matter
surprising
how good
part
the
is-
defense is.
The surprising part is the Broncos won the game in a shootout type of fashion, which they're known for being a defensive football team, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Absolutely. This game went to overtime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let me look into some of these stats here. So, obviously the elephant in the room, the big stat that everybody's been talking about, Josh Allen having 4 turnovers.
Egregious.
So,
Egregious.
I mean,
And
I'll let
would
you guys.
Lamar
yeah,
would
I'm gonna stop you right there because I feel like it's time that we have a conversation about Josh Allen. Let me finish what I'm saying first. This was the year to do it. This
It was.
was the year
It was
for the
so
Bills
open.
to gear up and win a Super Bowl without 3 of his best competitors in Burrow, Lamar, and Mahomes all being out of the playoffs. This was the year that you were supposed to go and do it. He's put the team on his back before.
It was so wide open.
And just, yeah. He straight up there were moments where he just didn't look good. And you know what? The turnovers could have been excused because they were still in this game in overtime. But last final prayer, he throws it up to, it was Dawson Knox. He hit it, overthrew him, pushed it. Stuff like that. He was missing on throws. I was not super impressed. And I thought that the Josh Allen we were going to get this playoffs was going to be a Josh Allen that knows this is his only chance to win a Super Bowl. He's not going to win a Super Bowl now.
And
I
what's-
can definitively say that.
You know what's crazy? Something like this makes me realize he might never come out of the AFC. He might never.
Because it was supposed to be this year. He's not going to get past Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, and they're going to be back. This was your chance. You got a smile on your face, Nick.
I'm just waiting for my turn. I don't want to start interrupting.
No, go. I want to hear what you have to say.
All right, bro. So I will say, I completely agree. This was Josh Allen's year, and that was not the greatest performance we've ever seen. But all the people coming out here hating on him after that game, let's not forget all the stuff that he's done in the playoffs leading up to this. He is still statistically one of the best playoff performers we've ever seen. We all know he's that entire team. He has no help whatsoever. They were only in that position to begin with because of him putting the team on their back. So we got to take a step back and relax. He had some bad turnovers, but
on him as they should be.
Bro, everybody's ripping
I feel
on
like
Josh
I feel
Allen,
like we
biggest
weren't.
game of his life, 4 turnovers. He went 6 straight playoff games without having a single turnover. Six
But we're
straight
talking
playoff
about
games
his
without
years,
having
dude. We're
one
talking about
turnover, bro.
it's
One,
hard
not
to
one
make it
turnover.
back. It's hard to make it back. Who knows if he's ever going to be back? Like we were just talking
Okay,
about.
and let me throw another interesting stat. Josh
He'll
Allen
be
is
back,
now
bro.
0-7 in games that go into overtime, and he is 0-3 in playoff games that go into overtime.
Yeah,
So,
listen,
so
it's
playoff riser, but when it really matters, like we've seen Sam Darnold win games in overtime this year, big games. That game against the Rams in primetime. I know that was a regular season, and we're going to talk about the Seahawks Rams, but
again, listen, it was a bad game,
that's
but
bad.
I don't know how you could say when it really matters when he's literally objectively one of the best performers in playoff history. Like
I'm
you
not
can
gonna.
look
I
at the
know I'm not
numbers.
gonna
It's
deny
not even
that.
an argument.
I'm not gonna deny that,
Sure, but just
but
It's
watching
it's
his film,
he
there's
shit the
no
bed. He
some
shit
of
the
question.
bed this year. Like this
some
was
of
it.
those
There's
turnovers
no
were horrible.
question about whether or not he steps up in the playoffs. There's no question. He had a bad game, 100%. But we're also talking about one of the best defenses in football. We're talking about a pick that I'm sure we'll get into it about whether or not that should be a pick. But
Yeah,
not
huge
that 3 turnovers is
controversy.
better. Not that
Yeah,
3 turnovers is better. But we're still talking about a guy that
like
had
that one before the half.
283
Like
yards.
that one right
Two.
before the half.
Horrible.
That's
We're still talking about almost
that
300
is
yards.
terrible football though. Okay, but
Yeah, it is. It is. No question. But it's one of those things where we've said this about Josh Allen for years. Like, yes, he tried to do too much in that moment, but you can't get the guy that does all the crazy things and takes the risks and successfully completes the risks all the time when sometimes the risk might not go his way. You know what I'm saying? Like he is who he
mhm.
is because he's trying to do the most and more often than not it works. Sometimes it's not going to. So you have to pick and choose. And everybody on the team knows that because everybody's pointing fingers. You saw how much accountability he took and you saw how everybody on the team reacted was like, no, he should not be blaming himself. He's the reason why we're here to begin with.
Well,
They
yeah,
want
because
him taking those risks because when they work, that's why they win. This game, it didn't go his way. It happens. It happens. It's part of the game.
another thing that I would like to say, take some of the heat off of Josh Allen, and this is something that I actually talked to you about, Nikki, the other day. I take back what I said about Josh Allen supporting cast whenever we do the Lamar versus Josh Allen
Yeah,
debate. The supporting cast, he didn't have any help. He
No,
doesn't have
nothing,
any help.
he
nothing,
didn't. And
This
that's
is
one
nothing,
thing I'll give him for sure.
and
He
then
has no help.
nothing.
and then they go and fire McDermott. Like that's not the problem. That's not the problem.
Horrible,
The problem is
absolutely
Nah.
terrible,
horrific that they
terrible.
fired
And
McDermott.
then
Terrible. The problem
Horrific.
is you.
this is just around the league too. I think like owners and general managers are taking it for granted how hard it is to find a good head coach.
Again, bro, you guys can all
Absolutely,
agree with me because
absolutely.
you've been in the same situation. You don't want to be the team funneling through head coaches trying to find your guy. When you have your
Yeah.
No,
guy, you stick with him, bro. I've been on this forever.
no.
It's not a fun situation trying to find a new head coach every year, trying to find new coordinators every year.
And again,
It's not fun.
he's not the problem. They defense all year has been iffy to bad. They've never like I can't recall a time where they've played great.
Hmm.
Not a championship winning defense.
No.
And the fact that your season forget the controversy. I keep saying controversy. Forget the controversy of the interception. The fact that your season is relying on a deep ball to Brandon Cooks in 2026 is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Fair point.
That
When you put it that way.
that's what your season's relying on. Are we
Fair point.
kidding? Keon Coleman, Cookie Man, like
This
they
this
gotta revamp their skills. I mean, James Cook is a stud, but the Broncos have a good defense. You're going to be able to hold the running game back. He still had over 100 yards rushing,
to
but
me, there's no question that the problem with this Bills team is the supporting cast. And the blame of that falls on the GM. And what we saw with McDermott getting fired is the classic example of GM knowing that he's on the hot seat, so he needs to point the blame somewhere else and fires the coach.
I
We
hate
see this
that.
all the time in
I
football,
hate
and it's horrible. It's horrible because it's nobody else's fault other than his own.
On the for the Broncos side though, they did impress me. They played really well.
Yes, they did.
yeah,
I'm sure everyone heard the news about Bo Nix. That's
yeah.
huge.
And
Yeah,
he actually played a clean game. I think
he did play a good game.
He
He
the
played
did.
a
thing
good
is
game.
the thing with this Broncos team, and it's like similar. I'm gonna say the same thing when we talk about the Seahawks. Is I feel like the team is so good that the quarterback. Like I know it's almost a cliche to say at this point, but like Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, like these guys really do have to just be game managers. You just have to take care of the
And
hmm
and
football,
I know we'll get
not
into
make
it,
stupid
but
decisions.
that's what CJ. Same thing with the Texans. We'll get into
Yeah,
that, but it's the
yeah, but
same
that's
thing.
that's that's a that's an example of a failed game manager. But yeah,
can I make a point here?
yeah,
Because Bo Nix played a good game. Everybody knows Bo Nix played a good game. I know the turnovers are a problem, but they both had 280 yards. They both had 3 touchdowns. They both led or no, Josh didn't lead the team in rushing, but he had 66 rushing yards. Bo Nix led the rushing. They had similar performances. Outside of one, again, they both threw a pick. I'm gonna say they both threw a pick because I don't think one of those
mhm.
picks was a pick, and the 2 fumbles. So that's bad. So, but you're gonna say the difference between a horrible performance crumbled in the biggest moment of his life and a clean good game is 2 fumbles? Because other
No,
than
I am
that,
gonna
they
say
played a
that the
damn
difference
near
is
same
I am
game.
gonna say that the difference is one of them is Josh Allen and one of them is Bo Nix.
Fair,
That's what I'm gonna
fair,
say. Bo
fair.
Nix went and outplayed Josh Allen straight up
Yeah,
outplayed Josh Allen. Is Bo Nix better than Josh Allen? God no, but he
I
outplayed him.
agree. I
He
agree.
outplayed him, and this was the year that he was supposed to do it. This is the year that Josh Allen was supposed to
I
get it
agree.
done. I promise you, the Bills will never be able to break the curse.
And you know what? You know
They
what
will
really
never
screwed the
be able to break
Bills?
the
You know what
curse.
really screwed the Bills too? Like them having to be a 6 seed this year because I know we're going to talk more about it. If you look at the Patriots' road to the Super Bowl, or not there yet, but if you look at the Patriots' road to getting to where they are compared to what the Bills had to go through, and the difference is literally who won the division and who
But
didn't. Like
Yeah,
if you reverse it, the Bills would have had
that's also
the
a huge
Bills would have
thing.
had Chargers, Texans, not healthy Broncos, Jaguars.
That's a
yes,
huge
but
if. They had
It's a
yeah, but
big
the
17
Bills are in
difference.
control of
to
that
win
in
the
the regular
division.
season.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
I didn't say it's not the Bills'
That's their
fault. I just said I'm just saying what really screwed the Bills before we even got here is that they've won the division for the last how many years? Like they needed to win the division this year. If this was the year that there was going to be no Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, no Lamar,
Yeah, but
that's a good point.
they
they
still got to
needed the
see at the
division.
table. We talked about seat at the table. They still got to see at the table, and they pissed it away.
You can't tell me that their road is not more difficult than the Patriots right now.
Of
You
course
can't
it
look
is.
me in
They
the
didn't win the
face and tell me
division,
that.
like you
Of course
said.
it
Of
was.
Yeah.
course
Of
it is.
course it
But they
was. Yeah.
lost the division. That's their
No, I
fault.
know. I didn't say it wasn't their fault. I'm just saying that is a big factor
It
about why
already
this went the
it
way
put
it
them
did.
it put them at a disadvantage
That's all I'm
before the
saying.
playoffs
They
even
yeah, they
started. Yes,
they
and
they put
Absolutely,
themselves in a
but
bad situation by not winning the division.
you're the lower seed. You're at a disadvantage going into the playoffs. That's just how the playoffs work.
Yeah, no,
Like
I know. Just this year they needed to win the division. That's all I'm saying. They needed to win that division. This would be a different conversation. We'd be in a different situation right now if they won the division. In my opinion, we'd still be looking. We'd be predicting if the Bills were going to win today or not.
dude, you really like giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I just said it's their fault. I'm just saying that that is a factor about why
we
they're
could get
eliminated right now.
past this though because before we go to the next game, do need to talk about what did go down in overtime.
Yes,
That
100%,
interception, those pass interference calls
100%.
late in the game. I think
Now
that
I
the
hope you
refs.
have.
I think the refs really just took this
Absolutely.
game, which could have went down to the absolute wire, and just the ending was fugazi. The
I
Absolutely.
completely
There's no
disagree.
doubt in my mind. No
Completely
doubt in my
disagree.
mind.
And I hope you have clips pulled up. Do you have clips pulled up?
I'll pull them up right now. Keep
I
talking.
hope because I
Give me a second.
completely disagree. I thought the
when have
officiating
you
was
ever seen
honestly
a 50-50 ball like that? A 50-50 play where you can't tell if it's an interception or a catch. When have you ever seen it go to the DB?
the ball was moving. He wasn't
He
down by
Dom,
had he
contact.
had
He didn't
Dom.
have full
He had
possession of the
Dom. He had
football.
full
That is
possession
the
of it.
rule.
Knee hit the ground.
He
was
You can
didn't.
you
You
you're
could
you know what? If
see
you
the
want to make the
ball is
argument, if
when
you want to
he
make the
hits the
argument that he
floor.
didn't survive the ground, that's cool. And you know what? I also don't feel bad
He
for
didn't survive the
I
ground.
don't feel bad for Bills fans because I've seen this with a easier call to make in Des Bryant, and that was
no, but I got a question for
12
Dom. I
years
got a
ago at this
question for Dom.
point.
I got a question for Dom because this is where see you want to say I give the Bills the benefit of the doubt. This is where I call you a hater. I know we're jumping ahead a little bit. Are you going to tell me that Devontae Adams catch was not a catch because it's the exact same play?
I have to see it.
Then I'm gonna have to pull it up.
They're
They
both
literally
they're
had the
both catches. They're both
exact same
catches.
play,
They're
exact same
and
play.
one of
And
them was Wolf's catch.
I heard nobody saying that that should have been a pick. That should
And
have
you
been
know
a
what's
pick.
even
That should
more
have been a
egregious?
pick.
And you know what's even more egregious?
Same
They
play.
didn't even review it. They didn't review
No,
the
no,
catch.
horrible, horrible.
McDermott called a timeout because he's a good coach and he knows what he's doing. He called a
See, I
timeout to
thought I
give
didn't like
them
that either
time
that
to
they didn't
review it.
review the catch. I didn't like that either at all.
The Broncos got right
That
on
was
the ball
one
and ran
thing
a
that
play.
you could sure make an
That's
argument about.
in overtime. A call that what has that much weight on whether the game is won or lost, you can't just blow past it without reviewing it.
I'm pulling this up. Hold on.
And
Because I
then
saw like one really good angle, and I want
even
that.
coming, even jumping ahead a little
Don't
bit,
pull up the best angle.
those
Let
pass
me just see
those
the
What do you
freaking
mean?
those
I'm
frame.
pass
pulling up the
interference
clear
calls
angle.
and those PI calls at the end of the game, at the end of that Broncos drive after they got the ball back,
The Trey White was
were also
definitely
terrible.
pass interference.
They were all
1,000%
terrible.
pass interference. However, I will
They
give
were
you guys, I will understand that there was previous calls and the rest weren't consistent at all, and that's
No,
bad.
because the other Brandon Cooks play was 1,000% a pass interference, and it wasn't called. Can you see? It's up
Yeah,
here. You tell me where this ball is moving.
he
Right
doesn't
there,
have.
down,
right
catch
there,
over,
catch
No,
right there,
over.
catch.
No,
no.
no question, no
They
question.
showed it so clearly on TV. The ball was moving and you can't even tell.
He
This is
had look
you
at the red
cannot tell.
gloves. He has the ball in
Go
both
back, go back,
hands.
go back,
That is possession. I'm
go
looking at
back,
possession. That is
go
possession.
back. You can't tell. You cannot
What do
tell
you
right
mean you
there
can't
if he
tell?
has the football or not.
I can tell right here.
Can you tell that the ball is
I can
moving?
They
tell right
both
here.
have it. They both have it. So now it's whoever
Tie goes to the
picks up the
receiver.
ball.
Ties go to the receiver.
Tie goes to the receiver.
That's just how it goes. And
He's
again, the
down.
Devontae
The
Adams
ball
catch in
was
the other game
moving.
was the exact same. I like that, Nick. That was the exact same play,
The Devontae
and it
Adams
was
catch was
ruled a
the exact
catch.
same. Let me see if I
The
can pull that
ball
up.
is literally moving.
Let me see if I can find this one. Literally the exact same play.
Look! Interception versus catch right there. No,
Is that surviving the ground?
And what do they call that? They call
that
that
one is actually even
That's a
worse.
catch. That's
That
a
one is
catch.
actually even worse.
They ruled
now
that
that
a
I'm looking
catch.
at it again,
They
after
ruled
looking
that a
at that one,
catch.
Keep going. Play one more time.
And I didn't hear you complaining about that one, Dom.
Play one more time. I can't see. Is his knee
They
down
said
right
his
there?
knee was down, so he was
knee was
down.
down, and he had possession.
Keep going.
He didn't survive the ground.
He hit.
The ball's not moving right there though until right
What do
there.
you stop with this? Ball is moving. The ball
Dom, the
wasn't
ball
moving.
wasn't. No, Dom.
You just
Dom, the
said
point
you
is,
couldn't see it.
Dom, the point is the ball wasn't moving when his knee hit the ground. The ball was moving in Brandon Cook's hand after his body hit the ground. They said it's not a catch because he didn't survive the ground. Devontae Adams did not survive the ground, but they called it a catch because he had possession while his knee touched.
I honestly, when I watched that, I saw no point, and I still see no point of the catch where Brandon Cooks has full possession. He just doesn't. 50-50, his hands in there, the ball is moving. He's still messing with the ball, trying to get possession of the ball. It's
Brother.
moving.
Brother,
So where is he
where
down
is
by
that moving?
contact?
Where is that moving? His knee's on the ground. He
Pull up
has the
another angle.
ball.
You
The
have to see
ball
multiple
got
angles.
loose.
Pull up
The
another
ball
angle.
got loose here. This is where the ball got loose, and they claim that he didn't survive the ground. That's where the ball got loose. When his knee hit the ground, he had possession. Pick an angle.
Hold up, I'm trying to look something up.
It's a bad call. It's a bad call.
That's too
Just
fast.
straight up. Straight up. It's a bad call.
Okay, I got an angle.
I forget.
right.
Did they ruled it? They ruled
Yeah,
it
Dom,
an
if you find an
interception?
angle, pull it up and share your screen.
Go down.
'cause-
Go down. Oh, I can share my
Oh,
screen.
oh yeah, you can share yours.
They
What'd you say,
ruled it
Sam?
an interception, right?
Yeah,
The one thing I will say is that it's hard to find like irrefutable evidence to overturn it.
I think it's
but
right there. I think it's right there. He
call,
has
I
the
feel
ball
like-
in his hand. The knee
Like
is on the ground.
even the
It's
even the
catch.
call on the field, like that's just not a good call. That's just not good officiating. And we could sit here and go back and forth about this play, but the pass interferences at the end of the game, they called two of them that basically
Yeah,
put
and
the Broncos right into range.
Mm-hmm.
And those were all.
And
again,
the,
and they
the Broncos
missed so
ran the
many.
same
One at
play.
the
They
end
ran the
was
same play. They ran the
1,000%
same
pass
play.
interference.
They
ran the
missed.
same
They
play.
missed
just
so many.
chucked up a fade ball back
How
to
do I
back
share
to
my
back.
screen?
The
Sure.
first one wasn't a PI, and the last two were. And the Broncos just win the game off of that. That's what I don't like. You should like let them play because this could have had a crazier ending.
Facts. Let them play. 100%.
This
No
could have
doubt
had
in
a
my
crazier
mind.
ending.
Let
This
them
is
play.
playoff
understand-
football.
Let
This
them
is
play.
playoff football in
I
overtime.
understand it's a stupid call, stupid rule, but the rule is you have to play the ball. His head was nowhere near playing the ball, and he got there so early.
But it's inconsistent because they've done.
Literally,
They did.
it
They
is
did it to the
inconsistent, and
Bills
that's
in
the
the
one
same
thing I
game.
said. They have to be consistent. However, that was the right call down the line for 1,000%. And it
The
sucked.
first one was not a PI. The second one I understand. The first one was not a PI.
I'm talking about the Trey White one that decided
Yeah,
the
the end one. Yeah, but the first
absolutely
one
bad.
put them in field goal range. The first one put
Absolutely
them in
bad
field goal
call.
range. The first one put them there to then make that other play.
Absolutely pass interference.
We're
Horrible.
just gonna have to agree to disagree here. But to me, in my opinion, stupid rule. That should be a catch. He has possession of the ball, control, knees on the ground, catch.
Disagree.
Catch
And it was
catch
also
every time.
like we said, it's hard to overturn. I mean, I didn't like the fact they
So
didn't
what do you think about the Devontae Adams one that we just showed you?
that's not consistent. It's two different officiating.
No, so okay, but then you got to be consistent. So
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
think
So then
that
you
should
got
be
to
an
be.
interception?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
want you to
I
So
tell
thought
by
me
the
that that's the
Devontae
pick.
Adams one, the Devontae
that one
Adams
should
one
have
that
also
you showed
resulted in a
me,
turnover.
the Devontae Adams one that you showed me should not have been a catch. I think that was a bad call.
Okay,
For sure.
all right. That's why I just want to hear
I,
you're consistent. Then that's fine. Then
I
we can
mean,
agree to disagree.
we don't get paid to ref games. We don't even get paid to do this.
No, but this is
Like
why. And
really.
actually, before we go to the next game, I'm gonna say this now because I've been saying this to a lot of people recently. I don't know if I've said this to either of you. I have a huge rule proposal for the NFL, and I think it would save the NFL because I think one of the biggest complaints for me, especially as a fan, is the inconsistent officiating and the bad calls or bad no calls. And I want to know what you guys think about this. So I think the NFL rage baits us so hard by when we can sit there and watch a primetime game and there could be either a bad call or b a missed call. And the announcers are like, oh yeah, bad call. Let's go ask Gene Steratore or Dean Blandino. They call up a rules officiator, a rules analyst that gets paid to know the rules, and they could be like, oh yeah, no, they missed that call. And we just have to sit there and be like, wait, so we're right, but nothing changes, and the game still goes wrong. My proposal should be if these guys are paid to know the rules better than everybody, and it's their job to be able to make these decisions when there's a missed call or a no call or a bad call, they should be able to call in and say, nope, that was wrong, change it. Right then and there, before the next play starts, when
That
it's
would.
under review, Gene Steratore calls up and says, no, you missed
Yeah, you
that.
were
This is what
telling
they
that
do in
to me.
baseball.
I agree.
This
That's
is what
fair.
they do
So
in
what?
baseball. Call
That
up.
would.
This is bad. You missed that. That's a
I
pass
feel like.
interference.
I feel like that would. I feel like if New York can just overturn any call, that would cause so many more problems.
It
I
would.
mean,
It would.
I definitely see
I feel
that.
like that wouldn't. I feel like that wouldn't solve the problem because then, if you're, let's say, you're a fan of a team and you get away with something and you get a call from the other side of the country, it's Gene Steratore on the phone saying no,
I
the refs were wrong. I would be pissed. I would be
I
beyond.
definitely see that, but
I'd
that
rather the ref right there mess up the call.
to me that's the only to me I definitely see what you're saying, but to me that's the only way to create any kind of consistency. And this isn't something that we haven't seen before. Like this literally is a thing in baseball. They call
It's
up and they
it's
make the
yeah.
call and they tell you,
It's
yeah, this is what it really is.
it's interesting.
But all right, enough about that.
It's
We'll
an
move
interesting
on.
proposal. Yeah.
We'll move on quickly through this game because it was an absolute dud. The Seahawks beat the 49ers. What was the score? 41 to 6.
A lot to a
Yeah,
little.
that's a good old fashioned ass whooping.
A lot to
Beat
a
down. I mean, really all I have for that game is the 49ers really did not have any business being in this game. They did
They
their
did
job
not.
and eliminated the Eagles. That's all we needed from them.
Yeah, I went undefeated on hate watches this playoffs. I went
Yeah, they
Sam
did their
Darnold.
job.
Sam Darnold is competing for a Super Bowl at the time of recording this today. He's competing for a Super Bowl, and he is coming off of his first playoff win, 41 to 6. They beat them by however many scores that is. He had 17 dropbacks.
He had 124 yards and a touchdown.
He had 17 attempts.
That's
This
unbelievable.
Seahawks team
I didn't even know that.
is so good that Sam Darnold literally just has to
Man,
have a few
Not turn the ball
have a few
over.
completions, have a few
It's the
completions,
CJ
and
Stroud
not turn the
effect.
ball over.
It's the CJ Stroud effect.
It's
Keep the ball,
and
keep
and
the ball
Bo
safe.
Nix and the Bo Nix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
Bo
think
Nix did a lot more than.
Bo Nix did
I
do
think
a
the
lot more.
Seahawks
Bo Nix
are a
did do a lot
powerhouse.
more, but on a piece of paper, all Bo Nix needs to do is really just manage the game.
Now, I think the Seahawks are a powerhouse. However, I know we were talking about this recently. If it does come down to something where it's a 2-minute drill for Sam Darnold, that's when I don't trust him. If it does come down to Sam Darnold
100%.
play to decide the game.
And I don't know if you guys
last
remember.
time they played the Rams, it went into overtime, and he drove them right down the field.
I don't know if you guys remember this because I did say this a while ago when we were talking about. I don't remember, we were talking about something, and we were talking about the Seahawks, and I was saying how I don't trust Sam Darnold. I said, but if Seattle can be at home with the bye, up by points, not worrying about anything, they're the best team in the NFL. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think they have any competition. But I completely agree with Dom. If it comes down to a 2 minute drill situation or a close game, yes, it worked out last time against the Rams. Everybody knows that that game was a complete miracle. The Seahawks winning that game was an absolute
It
miracle. They
was.
got outplayed
It
in
was.
every
Max Charbonnet
possible
picked
And that
fashion
game
you could.
doesn't
ball
even
up in
go
the
into
end zone for a
overtime if
2 point
Charbonnet doesn't just
conversion.
pick the
Like
ball up.
it was
Yeah, yeah. So like, listen, credit where credit's due. He won the game, right?
yeah,
He won the game in
absolutely.
overtime. Respect. But do I trust it because of that? Like, does that make me think now Sam Darnold could run a 2 minute drill against the Rams perfectly? Like, no.
Two or
We'll get
three.
into that game more, but I just feel like I don't know. We'll talk about the Seahawks. What's it called? The Seahawks Rams, because that's gonna
Yeah.
be interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
other takeaways from this game. I mean, yeah, we've known all year how good Seattle is, just top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Losing Zach Charbonnet is gonna hurt. He's had a career year, career
Yeah.
highs in rushing yards,
Kenneth Walker's
touchdowns.
looking unbelievable. I believe
Kenneth
he had
Walker had
three
three
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
three touchdowns.
yeah, but shit's not gonna be peaches and cream against the Rams. They were
No.
they went out and put 41 points on a 49ers team that is pretty much entirely third stringers.
You know what? Little clap up for San Francisco. They got killed, but really good season given their circumstances. This team is so
Yeah,
injured, it's not
absolutely.
even normal. You
Absolutely.
now lose George Kittle again before going into this game. Only thing that San Francisco did that disappointed me was I think CMC didn't play that amazing. Considering he's been carrying the team all year, I would have liked to see a little bit more out of him in this game. But
Yeah, but
against that defense, like
if you're scheming for the 49ers offense without George Kittle, no wide receivers,
yeah,
Yeah.
what it
yeah,
CMC
what is he supposed to do? No,
just how do we stop McCaffrey? And that's what we 100% commit to on every single snap of the
yeah,
game. And I mean, the
it
results speak
worked.
for themselves. Yeah,
It worked,
they put up 6 points.
and and yeah, it was just beat down. They couldn't even score a touchdown. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we should.
I
Momentum for the Seahawks.
Hmm.
Huge
Oh,
momentum, huge
definitely
momentum.
at home
And
too.
when we get into the Rams game, like when we break this game down, because like momentum plays a factor in this, because even though the Rams are in the same spot competing for a Super Bowl, I think momentum is going to play a role because they haven't been playing their best football in
Yeah.
these past two games.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So we'll keep going then because that was Saturday. So now Sunday, the Patriots beat the Texans 28-16
Oh my gosh,
Ugly,
this game
ugly
was
game.
so
Ugly
frustrating.
game.
This
in the
game was
snow. Just
frustrating.
ugly. It's hard to watch.
Frustrating.
Ugly.
Hard to watch. I have to
Opportunities
say.
everywhere for the Texans.
I have to say, I know Dom will definitely agree with me on this. Sam, I'm not sure about you. I'm very upset. Not that it's against the Patriots. I want to see this Texas defense contend for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm very,
Yeah.
very upset
Yeah,
that
and
they're done.
all CJ Stroud had to do was not be terrible, and he was beyond terrible. He was
Beyond terrible.
beyond. He was
Yeah.
beyond terrible.
Absolutely.
You can't pay him in the offseason.
Absolutely.
He
Absolutely.
I
Yeah, I don't
and
know. I don't know.
honestly, like he might just need a fresh start because he was just riding off of the coattails of a generational defense. I feel like yes, it hurts. No Nico Collins in the game. That hurts a lot, but
Yeah.
20 of 47, 200 yards, one touchdown, four interceptions. Like, what are we
Four
doing?
interceptions in the first half, bro.
And that doesn't, yeah. And I was gonna say that doesn't even paint the full picture because it was ugly. The going was
Hmm.
tough for the Texans. I mean, the Patriots, they're shit. They're 16-3 now. Like, it's a really good team. It's a
The
really
the
good
Yeah,
team.
thing that frustrates me is watching that game. Like I was saying, opportunities everywhere, and it was simply
everywhere.
created off the defense. Turnover after stop after punt forced after fumble forced after intercept.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just couldn't capitalize.
One thing I do got to say is
I thought they were gonna put Davis Mills in at halftime.
I was definitely I was definitely wrong about CJ Stroud. I
Okay.
gave him every excuse ever,
Yeah,
and
you were fighting for him for a long time.
I was fighting for him for a long time. I gave him every excuse. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I think I was wrong. The only thing I will give him a little bit on is I actually saw a really good video about this the other day, breaking down like how a lot of teams, when they feel like they get their guy and they get these rookie quarterbacks, they build them these offensive lines, and it helps them succeed. You look at what the Bears did for Caleb. I know things didn't go our way this year, but you look at how we built our offensive line for Jaden. You look at the Panthers with Bryce Young. You look at all these
Yeah,
other
that's the
teams.
first thing
Like
you're supposed to
you
do when
get
you
your
draft a
guy,
young quarterback.
and
You
you
buff
should
up the
you should
offensive line.
protect him at all costs. And the Texans did the opposite. They actually sold their offensive line, and they gave him nothing. If you watch him play, he's scared. My point being, not that I give him an excuse because he was horrible, but I do think if he goes to another team with a better offensive line, I personally am not out on him.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Can I
Because
That's
can
all.
I
That's all.
can I counter that with an example of a player
Sure.
who's in an even worse situation? The Bengals never even tried building an offensive line for Joe Burrow.
I mean, Joe
And
Burrows is different, bro.
and he has still been to a Super Bowl. He has still won playoff games. He is still you know what I mean?
Oh,
Again,
100%.
we're
100%. But
talking
we're talking about
CJ
Joe Burrow.
Stroud versus Joe Burrow. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to you know, they're apples to oranges as
Yeah.
far as it goes at quarterback, but I mean, I don't. That's not entirely an excuse. Yeah, you don't have an
No,
online.
no, no. It's
What are
again.
you gonna?
I don't mean it as an excuse. I just mean it as like personal like belief. I'm not completely out on him if he gets an offensive line in another. I
He
don't think
can
he's going to
do.
get paid. So
I'm
does
not
he go
either.
somewhere else and get a line? I'm not. I don't give
The
up.
He can
That's all I'm
do
saying.
really
flashes
good
are there.
things.
The flashes are there,
Yeah,
but it's just he has a turnover problem, honestly.
and it's also the
Yeah.
fact that he started off his career so strong and has just
hmm
been
Yeah.
going downhill
Like
since
we've
then.
seen him succeed.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I feel like in years past, especially with the skills that they have, like I don't know. I don't understand where the disconnect is because I feel like
Oh,
they
he
have what
plays
it
scared
takes.
football.
especially
Like
with that,
it's
especially with that defense. Especially with that defense. Yeah,
yeah.
you're a quarterback. If your offensive line is selling, sometimes you're gonna have to stand in the pocket,
hmm
keep your eyes downfield, and you're gonna have to just get your shit rocked. That's
hmm
that's football.
Definitely. It was also tough for them with no Nico Collins, but that wouldn't have changed anything. The way he played, Nico Collins being there was not changing the outcome of
Yeah,
that game.
I want
Yeah.
I mean, and listen, not for nothing, the Patriots did play pretty good against this defense. Mind you,
to.
the offense helped them not at all because the defense was on the field the whole time, but respect to the Patriots. They played a good
Yeah.
game. Kayshon
Yeah,
Boutte with one of the craziest catches in the snow I've ever seen.
yeah,
That was
That was absolutely ridiculous.
unbelievable.
yeah. That was crazy, and they have a really good. I mean, if you had told me that this receiving core was going to be as good as they've been playing, I wouldn't believe you. An older
hmm
Stephon Diggs still playing
He's
great
He's playing good.
well.
football.
He's playing good.
Keyshawn Boutte turning up. Demario Douglas, like they have guys. They have guys,
hmm Definitely.
and
Good
there's
like you
no.
guys said,
They got a
momentum.
strong running
Momentum's
game.
everything.
They have a
Momentum's
strong running
everything.
game too. Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson's been playing well, and Drake May can use his legs even. So
Yeah. And again, good momentum. You can do that against the best defense in the league. That gives you a lot of confidence going against another top 3 to 5 defense in the league. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, that's really all I got for that game. Like I said, I'm upset about this defense, but shout out to the Patriots. It's been an incredible season for them,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Kind of a Mickey Mouse run.
I agree.
absolutely,
Kind
bro,
of
absolutely, kind of
kind of a
isn't
Mickey
even.
Mouse run. I mean, you can't control your schedule. You can only just line up and play
I mean,
football, and they've been doing what it takes. But that's why this Broncos game is going to be really interesting because I feel like this is their. I feel like honestly, the conference championship, and this is their first real challenge all year.
But is it though, bro? They're playing Jared Stidham.
yeah,
I mean,
I
you look,
mean,
listen, you go down the line, and again, I'm going to sound like such a hater, but you go down the line, you have number one easiest strength of schedule in the entire NFL. Not even
yes,
close. Number one, easiest by far. You play arguably the worst team in the playoffs in the Chargers. Then you play the Texans, who, again, I have to be consistent, right? Because I was so high on the Texans, I picked them to win that game. But you have a Texans with no Nico Collins while CJ Stroud throws 4 interceptions, and then now you're playing a backup quarterback in the AFC Championship.
yeah,
and that's why I think any team who comes out of the AFC is gonna get exposed by either
it's
the
gonna get
Rams or the
smoked.
Seahawks.
It's gonna get smoked by
Exposed.
whoever wins that game.
But I don't know. We got exciting stuff in the AFC, I guess you could say. But
Hmm
let's talk about Rams Bears because this was a spectacular game.
This was a great
This,
game.
I enjoyed
Cold,
watching this game so
cold.
much.
Didn't know what you were gonna get. The Rams beat the Bears. 20-17 in overtime. Another overtime game in the
This
divisional
might have
round.
been my favorite playoff game I watched so far.
Yeah, it was a very good game.
The Rams,
It was a
the
very good
Rams
game.
have the Rams have been featured in two of probably my three favorite games we've watched in the playoffs so far because that game with the Panthers was also a great game.
It was a good game. It
That was
was
a,
a
that
really
was a
good game.
great game too.
Sam, you missed our
Um,
we had a nice round of applause for the Panthers, for the sneaky Panthers. You weren't
I
a part of
just
that.
yeah,
We
but you
sent
know
them
what?
off well.
Yeah, and you know what? They're not even going to be sneaky anymore because people know what they can do. Bryce
It's
Young
all
can
right.
play.
We'll
I,
find
I,
the
I,
next one next year.
I missed
Yeah,
that.
we'll find a new sneaky team.
But they're not going to beat the Panthers.
We'll all
No.
collectively come up.
No, this was a generational run. This was a
Yeah.
generational run by the sneaky
Yeah.
Panthers.
And
Um,
and you called it, and you literally called it.
like 10 months ago.
Like I said, the Panthers can mess around and win the NFC South, and they
Yeah,
did.
no, that was unbelievable.
And then
That was just we
and
were
then
all in on
Bryce
the
Young, and then
Panthers,
Bryce
dude.
Young dueled it out with Matt Stafford. Like
Yeah,
I
it
never
was a
thought
good
I'd see the
game.
day, but enough of that. Like we got to talk about this game because this game was crazy.
Yeah.
This game was really really good.
It was, dude, in the cold, like just a like grungy game, but it got really exciting. I mean, it was
Mhm.
slow in the beginning, but it got really exciting.
I mean,
Kyron is a dog. I want to say Kyron is an underrated running back
yeah,
in the NFL.
Yeah, he's a
Two
beast.
touchdowns, and he ran the ball good. He ran very well.
he was toting. He was. I don't really have much to even like say about the Rams except like, pick it up because
Yes, absolutely.
you're going into Seattle now. This isn't
For
you
sure.
if you let two teams that you're definitely better than in the Panthers and the Bears hang around in games like this, Seattle's going to stomp a mud hole in.
But another
So,
thing I can say
It's
about
been
the
it's been a
Rams,
shaky few weeks for LA.
I think the Rams have the ability and have the guys to pick it up like this.
Oh,
absolutely,
100%.
absolutely,
And if
absolutely.
they do, it's gonna be scary. For sure.
100%.
I have a few completely arbitrary reasons why I think that they are going to win today. I mean, we'll get into it when we go over
Yeah,
the
hold it,
picks,
save him,
but
save him.
I have a few like, I mean, they're good reasons, but they're not like I don't have anything to really back them up with. But
Yeah,
going into this game, I just want to Nick, I'm not going to say that we were wrong about Caleb because he in the playoffs, if you look at his stats in the two playoff games, straight up just didn't like they're not good numbers.
Give the
But
guy his flowers, bro. He
but
deserves.
I ain't giving him nothing, bro. I ain't
two
giving
of
him
the
nothing. You
craziest
ain't getting no
throws,
flowers from
two
me.
of the craziest throws I've ever seen
I
in
ain't giving him no
back-to-back weeks.
flowers.
In
I
back to
think
back
that throw
weeks
was the
when it
craziest
really
throw I've
matters,
ever
when it
seen
really
in my life.
matters too. How are you
I think that
okay?
was the craziest throw I've
He
ever
ain't getting
seen
no
in
flowers,
my
bro.
football.
They eclipsed a
That's
21-3 deficit last week to win that game against the Packers. That was a great win. That was a great win. It was also
great
a
win.
W hate watch for me, but it was a great win. And then fast forward to this week, I mean, he had a shaky game. He had 3 interceptions, but that I feel like stuff like that almost gets swept under the rug when you can make plays like that. And this is what
I
I've
also
always been
feel
saying
like,
about
yeah,
Caleb Williams.
yeah,
He can make
exactly.
the throw that nobody else can make. Nobody else can make these throws.
And I've said this since the day he got drafted. He can make those throws. He looks like the best quarterback that's ever stepped foot on planet Earth for 3 plays a game. Let's remember, there's 80 to 100 offensive snaps per game. He is not good at the average everyday playing football. He's not good at it. He doesn't look good at playing normal football. He doesn't make the plays that need to be made. He shouldn't have needed to come down to that
Okay,
situation.
but
Yes, he can make that throw,
I'm
but you can't rely on
so
that. That's not reliable.
before
You
I
can't
say
expect
this,
him to make
before
that
I
throw
say
every
this,
single time.
before I say this, do not take this the wrong way. I am not comparing Caleb Williams to Josh Allen, but Josh Allen could do things no other quarterback can, and he had a turnover problem early in his career.
Yeah, but I'm
That's a good
not
point.
talking about a turnover problem. I'm not saying because of the turnovers. I'm saying he doesn't look good on the. There's missed throws, whether they're picked off or not. He makes bad decision and misses throws. Josh Allen had a turnover problem. I'm
You
not
want to
even saying that
you
Caleb
want
has a
to you want to
turnover
hear
problem.
this? You want to hear
Caleb doesn't
this?
even really have a turnover problem. He had a turnover problem in that game. If you look at his season last year, he had an amazing touchdown to interception ratio. It's not a
Let's
turnover problem. It's
let's talk
decision
about
making, and I think that he's not good at the mediocre plays.
yeah. Okay, so highlight play in back to back weeks. One of them coming in a playoff win, but I just want to talk about the totality of his playoff career so far. 47 of 90 on pass attempts, 618 yards, 4 passing touchdowns to 5 interceptions, 52% completion and a 65.9 combined passer rating. That's
Horrible.
bad. That's
Yeah, that's
bad.
That ain't even.
That's not. That's you can't.
Bad.
You can't. That is bad. That is.
It is.
I mean,
that doesn't
And
take
on-
away
and that
his
speaks. And
quarterback.
that speaks for
Now,
itself.
that doesn't take away how good if he is as a quarterback. Look at Justin Herbert. Compare Justin Herbert.
I mean, Justin Herbert's the worst. You don't Dom. I promise you don't want to compare him to Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert literally has the reputation of being the worst playoff quarterback. Like,
I know, but I'm not.
That's not where you want to compare him.
I'm talking about in general. Caleb Williams is a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. He's overrated as
he is not a he is not a bad quarterback, but yeah, it's also like the Iceman and the aura, like
he's
whatever
year. Like it's
whatever made up thing you want to give him credit for. That's fine, and I think in 2-3 years the conversation around Caleb will be different. He'll probably be one of the best in the league. If he cleans up the routine reads, the routine throws.
That's where I agree. I think Caleb Williams is only going to keep progressing.
You can tell me
chill out. That's my take on it.
You can tell me you like his potential and you think his ceiling is high. You can tell me that, and I can't argue it with you whether I agree with it or not. I'm not going to argue it, but you can't tell me that where he's at right now and how he's played that he's even a top 10 quarterback in football, because he's not.
That's fair. That's absolutely
he's
fair.
not.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
But people talk about him like he's literally Mahomes.
It's his talent that makes me say he's going to be a top 10, 5, however quarterback.
I need more. And again, everybody wants to say I hate him because he's in Jaden's class, and that's not true, because I have so much praise for Drake May. It's not even normal. I can sit here and talk good about Drake May for an hour. So it has nothing to do with that. Literally nothing to do with that. I've seen so many bad decisions and bad throws. And again, those 3 picks in the biggest game of his career were not like crazy plays on the ball. It wasn't a tipped pass. It wasn't the defense making a spectacular interception. They were 3 overthrows.
The last one wasn't really his fault. The last one was a terrible route.
Horrible route.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 of the 3
ran a bad route. It was a miscommunication on the route, and Caleb he actually explained himself really well after the game and said, "I thought he was gonna flatten the route to cut in front of the DB." But you know what? But you know what happens in football when you think?
Yeah, that is true.
You screw up.
That is true.
When you think, you screw up.
Miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver is much on the quarterback as it is the receiver.
It's way more on the quarterback than the receiver. Yeah. If Caleb knew he was going to be dialing this play up, he needs to say to DJ Moore in the huddle, if you're driving on the DB and you think you could flatten it out and cut in front of him, then do that. That's something that needs to be talked about in the huddle. I think it's maybe 75-25 on the quarterback, on the receiver.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. But again, at the end of the day, the Rams got to pick it up.
Yeah,
they're going in. They're still playing today.
I think they could.
Enough about the Bears. Respect to the Bears. They had a good season. Crazy turnaround. They won 3 games last year. What did they win? 5 games last year? However many games they won last year. Crazy turnaround. Good season. Good job by Ben Johnson. First year as a head coach. Respect to them. Credit where credit's due, regardless of my opinions on them. But we got to focus on our Super Bowl pick here. We got 3 Rams fans in this chat.
One more shout out to the Bears. That safety Brisker played out of his mind.
Yeah, dude.
He was making plays everywhere.
I think he's a free agent going into this year. I've seen some rumors about sending him to Washington.
Unbelievable performance for sure. But yeah, let's get into the Rams a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we already talked about the Rams. I think we touch on everything. I think the last things that we need to do before we get into any other segments, like in terms of recap wise, just real quickly, there was a couple more, Dom, we talked about this last week, a couple big moves coaching wise throughout the league. So I think, Dom, Harbaugh, this was last week's episode. We talked about that already?
We did. He actually got signed as we were on the podcast.
No, he got fired a couple weeks ago while we were on the podcast. He didn't get signed while we were on the podcast because I would have tweaked out. If we got news that the Giants, he got fired when we were on the. But yeah, so I think we already talked about Harbaugh and Tomlin. I'm pretty sure. So other big ones, McDermott,
which we
talked about that already.
We already kind of talked about. Terrible decision.
But there were some hirings. McDaniel,
Mike McCarthy to the Steelers.
Mike McCarthy to the Steelers. That's the big one.
Yeah,
which
I
I
I
think,
hate that if I was a Steelers
which
fan.
I don't like
as
it.
which as a Cowboys fan who's seen the way Mike McCarthy runs his teams, yeah, Mike McCarthy can get you 13 wins in the regular season.
That's not
But
what they
if I'm the Steelers, that's not the right move to make. You got to
No,
rebuild. You
no.
m-
And they're doing it to
getting
keep
getting
Rodgers. They're doing it
getting
so
an
that
old
Rodgers comes
yes,
back. Like,
getting
what are
an
we
old
doing?
getting an old offensive minded head coach like Mike McCarthy, you're it doesn't move the needle for me. It
It
doesn't tell me
doesn't. It
that you're
doesn't
trying to win
change
now. It doesn't tell me that you're
their
trying to win now.
reputation.
Yeah, no.
And I think the Steelers are just doomed to be stuck in this limbo forever, where they're
Hmm.
like just good enough to squeak in, but never do anything aside from
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And then a couple more like irrelevant ones, like not irrelevant, but not as important. Mike McDaniel, OC to the Chargers.
I don't think that's
Kevin's,
confirmed yet.
it's not?
No, it's not
I keep
confirmed
seeing
yet.
that.
It's a
Whatever.
heavy rumor.
They're rumoring Brian Flores is looking like he's going to stay as the DC in Minnesota. Stefanski went to Atlanta. Jesse Minter to Baltimore, which I hate. I think that is a severe downgrade from John Harbaugh. We're talking like,
You guys talked about Jonathan Gannon being fired.
Yeah, that
yeah,
Pete
was a while ago.
Carroll
Yeah, we
talked about
talked
Pete
about
Carroll. We talked
Stefanski. Like
about, yeah,
you talked about these.
yeah. Dom, do you like
How
Jesse
do you
Minter?
feel, Dom?
Dom,
Jesse
you like
Minter.
Jesse Minter?
Jesse Minter's the Baltimore guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was all right. I mean, is it his first time head coach, correct?
yeah.
So yeah, that's what I don't like. You're going from
You just
John
can't go
Harbaugh,
from, yeah.
like all this experience to now a first time head coach, but maybe they see
Dom?
something
How do
in
you feel about Jeff Halfley?
Jeff Hafley. So at first I was like, I think it's biased because our GM, he's from Green Bay. So I think it was so biased at first. I was watching a few interviews. You can't jump the gun on interviews. He's well spoken. At least he could get on a press conference and not stutter and talk about rainbows and bullshit like Mike McDaniel. But
It's already
Yeah,
an upgrade.
the bar is pretty low for you, but
yeah, so I think it's all right. I think it's all right. He's a more of a defensive guy. So we also just hired a OC who's one of our pass game coordinators. So exciting. It's a new start. It's a new start.
Sometimes you just got to be optimistic. You don't really know.
Exactly. We don't
Like,
know. We have a new GM, new head coach, and now new offensive coordinator. And one thing the GM said that I loved is he's going to evaluate the quarterback position every single day of the offseason. And he said if we have to draft 5 quarterbacks in a row for the next 5 years, so be it, as long as we get our guy. I like that.
yeah,
I
which
like
I
that.
which I like. And I don't know if you guys saw, but we hired Christian Parker. We hired him from the
Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is something that the Cowboys don't do. They stepped out of their comfort zone. They got a first time defensive coordinator who's going to be at the helm. I like the move, and he's also coached some really good
Yeah.
DBs. He has coached some. I mean, everyone knows how good that Eagle secondary is. He was with the Broncos at one point. Coached Pat Surtain.
hmm
I'm excited about that move. Um, Anything is better than Eberflus. So
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
I
And then
think all
last
three of
thing,
us were so against Eberflus. I don't know how you felt, Sam. I know me and Nick didn't like that.
wait,
at
what'd you
first
say?
he was optimistic. I remember hating it. I think Sam was
I didn't like
optimistic
it.
at first.
I was really optimistic about it.
Were
Yes,
you?
because Eberflus runs a lot of zone coverage, and from teams that were run by Dan Quinn and Mike Zimmer that we've had in the past couple of years, that those were heavy man coverage, and we just didn't have the guys to play man coverage. I thought we were going to bring in Eberflus. We were going to be running a little bit more zone, which I thought was going to really open up how DeMarvion Overshown, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland could play, but that all just went to shit this year. That
Yeah.
was all. It didn't work out the way it was supposed to.
Um, Dom, last thing recap wise, Sam, you weren't here last week for this. Me and Dom did a divisional round fantasy draft.
Hmm.
Kind of gave you that work. It was 104 to 75.
Yeah, I didn't like my
Um,
team after I
my
drafted.
big my big point scorers were Kyron with 27, basically 28, and Dalton Kincaid with 20, and then your big point scorer was Josh Allen with 22, who should have had 30, but he lost 8 points off turnovers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty mediocre week. I mean, all my guys actually did pretty good. James Cook had 16. Everybody did decent, but not too much excitement. But we can. I mean, unless you guys got anything else, I think we can keep going.
No.
All right, so divisional round, DiCrescento dozen. We're switching it up a little bit this week. Sam, you haven't been here again. Dom's been doing it all playoffs with me too. He's been doing his own. So technically, we have a dozen this week. If you think about it, we'll just all do our four because there's only four teams left. So
Right.
everybody will just rank. So this week's the GX3 dozen instead of the Crescendo dozen.
I like it.
Uh, I think we should just go like instead of like me doing all mine, like we'll just keep
Like
going. So
four,
like yeah,
three,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
two,
for
one
me, for
each.
Yeah.
me, four, I have the Broncos. Jared Stidham's their quarterback. I know they're home. We don't know what's going to happen today, but as of right now, I think considering that situation, I got them at four.
I agree. I have them at 4,
I also
mainly
have them at
because
four.
they have no quarterback. Jared Stidham. Do I think
Mm-hmm.
they can go out and win the game? I honestly do.
There,
Yeah,
there is still a way that the Broncos appear in the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback.
Absolutely.
And
definitely.
another thing is playing at Mile High is just a huge challenge in and of itself, regardless of how good or
Mm-hmm.
bad the Broncos are. At any point in time, playing Mile High is just it's
That's my
cutthroat.
yeah. Yeah.
I was a little torn with how I was gonna go about this because there was two different routes that I was gonna go, but I think I just gotta stick with my gut here. Three, I have the Patriots. While they do technically should have the easiest ride to making it to the Super Bowl out of all four remaining teams, I think the NFC's got it regardless of who comes out. So I got Patriots at three.
Well said. I absolutely agree. I have the Patriots at 3.
I
Like
don't
we
I don't think
talked
we're
about.
gonna disagree on
Mickey
this.
Mouse.
I also have the Patriots.
Mickey Mouse.
I could see us disagreeing between two and one. There's a chance. For me, just staying consistent with what I've said basically all year. I got Seattle at two. All around, they're a powerhouse. They're at home, but I'm sticking with what I've been on all year.
No, based on the performances in the first 2 rounds, I mean Seattle only played 1 game, but I have the Rams at 2.
I have the Rams at two.
I
It's
have the Rams at 2, but like I've been saying, they could easily jump one really quick.
I
Yeah,
think, and we're gonna get into this, but I'm just spoiling it. I think the Rams are gonna win today, but I do think that yes, Seattle's the not much better team, but there's a good margin of skill that they are better than the Rams. And they're also at home and they're riding high on momentum and the Rams are kind of just, clawing out these wins against teams that they should be really beating by multiple possessions. So that's why I'm gonna put the Rams at two, but I think they're gonna win today. I really do.
yeah. So obviously leaves me with Rams at one. Simply, I like the team better. I think they're a better team. Seattle might be a powerhouse. I like the Rams team better personally, but obviously that leaves you guys both with Seattle at one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seattle at
If you got
1.
anything else you want to touch on why they're at one, if not, well,
It's
Mainly momentum.
mhm.
Momentum.
That's fair. I was contemplating when I said there was two different ways I can go about this because Sam, again, like another thing that I had said to Dom, like right as soon as the playoffs started, I said the way I'm ranking this is no longer who I think are the best teams. It's who I think has the best from 12 to 1, who has the best chance of
who's
winning the
who's
Super
who's,
Bowl.
who's the best shot at winning the Super
So like
Bowl?
I was contemplating putting the Patriots at 1 today because in my opinion they have the easiest route to get there.
Uh huh.
So like because the Rams and Seahawks still have to play each other. But I'm just sticking with it. I like the Rams and Seahawks. They're the better teams.
Whoever comes out of the NFC is winning it all.
Yeah,
They're 2-1.
Yeah.
definitely. But all right, so I got two other quick things. Um, First one is going to be a fill in the blank divisional round or conference championship round edition. So I kind of have one for each team, and then I have one extra. Actually, I don't have one for the Rams because we couldn't think of anything. So unless one of you think of something while I'm doing this, as of right now, I don't have one for each team. But the first thing I have is Drake May will be blank against the Broncos defense in Denver.
What do you mean B?
Like he'll be good, he'll be bad, he'll be okay, he'll be
Oh,
great, he'll
oh.
be however you want to fill that in.
I think Drake May will be average. I think he'll be average enough to get the job done though. Just like we saw against the Texans.
I think he will be below average.
I
Wow.
was
I
gonna
think the
just say,
Broncos defense is so good, and I still do think that the Patriots are going to get it done, but it's going to take a village it's going to take that whole offense working together. It's not going to be oh Drake May did this, Drake May did that. It's going to be oh the Patriots offense played really well. If they want to win this game, and yes, it starts with Drake May, but no, I think he's gonna struggle a little bit.
I was just gonna simply say I think Drake May will be fine versus the Broncos. Whether they win or lose, I don't think it's gonna be because of him. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be able to play against his defense. He did well against the Texans, so I think he's gonna be fine. The next one I have is the Broncos will score blank points with a backup quarterback.
I think they have the ability to score over 20.
They'll score. They'll score 24 points.
3
I
touchdowns.
like.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll score 24
I'm gonna
points.
say I'm gonna say on the lower scoring side for this game in general. So I'm gonna say 17.
Okay.
And then for Seattle, Sam Darnold will throw blank picks against the Rams.
I'm gonna go 1
2.
interception.
I like it, Tim. I like two. I
2.
like two.
Oh, 1.
I like two. And then last one I got is Puka and JSN will combine for blank yards today in this game.
Combined,
Mm-hmm.
240
300.
plus.
Two for 300. Oh my God, you guys are insane.
No.
300.
300.
300 is insane.
Puka and
bro.
JSN 300.
That's a lot of yards, bro.
That's a lot of
150.
yards.
It's a lot of yards for anybody except Puka Nakua and Jackson
That's fair.
Smith-Njigba.
That's fair.
That's fair. I was literally going to say 200, and I thought you guys were going to be like, "Damn, that's high." I thought they were both going to eclipse 100.
No, I'm gonna say
Oh,
2.
No,
that's funny.
they're. I feel like they're both gonna have. I mean, if the Rams want to win, they're gonna have to really lean on their passing game. I feel like, and Puka Nakua is gonna have to get yards after catch. He's gonna have to get yards after contact. The only thing that kind of makes me hesitate on and want to kind of take back what I just said is the first time the Rams played in Seattle against the Seahawks, JSN had nothing going into halftime of that game. That primetime game, he had nothing.
0 yards.
So both teams, that is your guy. That's how you're going to get the job done. But also, the other team knows that too, and they're scheming. So we'll see.
And then last thing I got other than that, real quick, little blind ranking. This is a blind ranking based on how big you think their impact will be in this divisional match or in this championship. I keep saying divisional in this championship matchup.
This
So
could.
basically, just where you think they're going to go on how big of an impact they're going to have.
How many
Yeah.
do we have?
Five.
Players? Like, are you gonna be like
You'll see.
Are you gonna be like the Broncos defense?
You'll see.
Okay.
Just how big the impact's going to be.
Okay.
The first person I got is Matthew Stafford.
Wait, how many of these do we have again?
5. Blind ranking now.
How big his impact is, or is it gonna
Will
be?
be. Yeah, like
No.
your projection, like you think he's gonna impact today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at Sam throwing up the number 1.
You said 1. Yeah, that's big. I could go 1 or 2. Kind of like
Matthew Stafford, and this is one of the reasons why I think the Rams are gonna win. Matthew Stafford, in a hypothetical scenario, wins today, plays his ass off because that's what it's going to take to best this Seattle defense, wins today, goes to the Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl, wins his second, and probably wins Super Bowl MVP. This puts him over the top. This
And you know
this
what's
changes
me and Nick
this
literally
changes the
talked-
whole conversation about, in my opinion, when you're ranking top 10 quarterbacks all time. I think I can
Yeah,
make
we literally talked about this last week.
I can make
talked
a
about this.
a strong case for Matt Stafford.
Well, when it happens, because I think it will, we'll get into a whole. That's a good off-season topic. We'll get into a whole thing about it because
Yeah,
I agree
that's-
with you.
That's why I say 1, because
Do we
it's
have
gonna
to, do we have
he's,
to have
he's
do we
gonna have to play.
agree, or do we have our
He's gonna have
separate?
he's gonna have to have a legacy game. He's gonna have to have a legacy game.
In the past, when we did these, you guys had to agree.
Yeah, but I want to say 2.
I want you want I can go with 2 just to keep the spot open, but no, my heart is at 1. But I could go 2 just to keep the spot open.
Yeah, let's keep 2.
Okay.
All right, so we'll follow up the next one with his teammate Puka Nacua.
I'd say right
I
behind
want to
him.
say 4.
3 or 4. Yeah, I'd say so.
I want to say 4, Dom.
We could say 4 because, dude, receiver. Yeah, of course there's an impact, but
Because
like
if he throws in another quarterback, I'm not gonna put a quarterback below.
exactly, or a whole defense.
Unless it's Jared Stidham.
That's
unless
the
it's
thing.
Jarrett
Like a
Stidham.
whole defense, a whole unit. Like that should be 1.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 4.
4.
I'm
4.
gonna say 4.
Okay, so Stafford 2,
Puka
Puka
4.
4. Next one, JSN.
5.
Yeah.
Because the team around him is so good. And again,
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally just said it. He had 0
Wow.
catches, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns going into halftime the first time they played in Seattle against the Rams. and
5.
they still found a way to get it done.
Yeah,
And he
but
turned up
I
in the
mean,
second half of
to
that
to
game. He
discredit
turned
you,
up.
they were getting beat bad in the first half when he did nothing, and then he absolutely went off in the second half and they won. So
I mean, that's a good point, but I'm saying that like they don't. I'm not gonna say they don't need him to win, but they can get it done other ways. They can get it done other ways. Their
Agree.
defense can get
that's
it
fair.
done. They have other players on offense. They can get it done other ways.
That's fair. All right. Well, so where'd you guys have him?
We've
Five.
won and we've won
5.
and one and
One and
three
three are
open.
open. I feel like it always comes down this way. One and three are open. All right. So last one, or no, two more. Next one, the entire Broncos defense.
1. 1. That they are relying on that defense to win the football game, if you think about it. So their
One,
impact
one,
solely base, like, yeah, it
one.
comes down to
Unless
the Broncos.
Jared Stidham goes out and shocks the world, one.
That's
Yeah,
1. It comes
yeah,
down to the Broncos defense. Like,
yeah.
I'm talking about the
All
second
right.
best defense in football.
So at number three, you guys left Drake May.
Which
I
I
love,
like. You know what?
I
That's cool.
love the list.
That's cool.
Yo, Sam,
All right.
Yo,
good
good job,
job.
Dom. Good job, Dom. I feel like
Good
this is
Good
the
job.
job.
first time we've hit it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great job.
What
All
would
right.
your
Well,
list be,
I'm
Nick?
glad you guys are on the same page. What?
I said,
I would
what
have
would yours be?
probably said. I would have probably said. I don't know. Originally, before hearing you guys, I would have said Stafford, Drake May, then the defense, but you guys kind of convinced me otherwise. Like now that I'm really thinking about it, because I know it's an entire defense, I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Like, because I think if the Rams and the Patriots win, like it's going to be because of their quarterbacks. So that's why I kind of had them there, but you guys kind of swayed me a little bit. I definitely would have said the receivers at the bottom, although both of these receivers are capable of going out and winning a game. Like if Puka has 200 yards today and 3 touchdowns, like I'm going to say it's him, not Matt Stafford, even though he's the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
throwing the ball. But I would have definitely put JSN 5, Puka 4. I guess I'll say what I would have said originally. Broncos defense 3, Drake May 2, Stafford 1.
All right.
But you guys did sway
All
me a little
five of
bit.
those are going to be crucial for all of these
Yeah,
teams.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
That's
absolutely. And then
what it boils down to.
last thing, finish off 4 minutes before the game starts, so
Three
we're on
now.
good timing.
Wow.
We got these picks. So last week we had the exact same picks, so everybody went 2-2. Um,
I
there's
really fell off so hard.
you had a bad ending when you left for Italy, bro.
I tanked.
It started going downhill quick. But yeah, so only 2 games to choose from today. And we've all kind of pretty much spoiled most of what we're gonna say. So we could pretty much just go right through these. Actually, somebody else go first. Somebody else
I'll go
start us
first.
off.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
this one's actually there might be some
Mm,
stuff.
I'll go for sure. Give me the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to get it done today. I don't think Jared Stidham is. He hasn't played a snap in 2 years.
Oh my gosh, I want to say the Broncos so much, and I want to
Don't let your personal
what?
bias get in the way. Don't let your
Exactly. I'm not. I'm not going to. I'm going to take the Patriots. However, the Broncos can get it done, and I believe they
yes,
can.
absolutely, absolutely.
However,
This
I am
is
going to ride with the Patriots. They have the better quarterback. They've looked good.
this is conference championship football. Absolutely. And Dom, if it makes you feel any better, whoever does win this game is going to get shelled
Oh yeah.
by whoever wins the other game. So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I agree.
No bias whatsoever. I really feel like the Broncos are going to win this game. I really feel like they're going to win this game.
I
I
love
don't
it.
know why. Drake May is so much better than everybody in this game.
I think it's going to be like a Nick Foles year.
No, not Nick Foles year, maybe a Nick Foles game, but I don't know. I just have a gut feeling, and I've been feeling it. I just feel like
I
the
love
Broncos
it, and
are
I
going to
hope
win.
you're right. I absolutely hope you're right.
And I already
Last
said this
game.
one. Give me the Rams. Rams going to the Super Bowl. And we got a little 2017 Super Bowl rematch. Just a couple arbitrary reasons, like I've been like saying, I'm going to say the entire episode. 80% of the public's money is on Seattle -2.5. I think that plays. I think that plays a role.
Stupid.
I think that plays a role. 80% of the public's money -2.5. And also the thing I said about Matthew Stafford, I feel like he's not going to be denied what is going to solidify what is already a great career into an all-time legacy at quarterback.
You
Another
want
thing,
you want to
Another thing that I think really matters a lot is that Zach Charbonnet will not be playing in this game, and I think it's going to make their run game a little one-dimensional.
You want a
Zach Charbonnet had his best year.
2017 Super Bowl rematch?
Patriots Rams, yeah.
I want a 2014 Super Bowl rematch. Although I didn't pick the Broncos, give me the Seahawks. I'm riding with them
This
today.
guy's switching up
The
on his pick.
momentum, I have to switch up on the Rams. And like I said, we don't know what Rams we're gonna get. They could easily come out and dominate. And one thing that scares me the most is Sean McVay and Matt Stafford for sure. However, the Seahawks are riding on full momentum. That defense is gross. They fly around. Give me the Seahawks.
This leaves me with the Rams, dude. I've been on them all year. I love them. I'm rooting for them. I want the Rams.
So, Nick, this is really funny because I
What?
just thought about it. Every single matchup except Broncos Rams would be a Super Bowl
Is a
rematch.
rematch. Yep.
Yeah,
Would be a Super
I just realized
a
that too as
recent
I
a
was doing this.
recent Super
A
Bowl
recent
rematch.
rematch,
A very
yeah.
I
recent
said
Super Bowl rematch.
2014 meaning Broncos Seahawks, but 2015 was Patriots Seahawks.
Yes.
Bro,
Wow.
you know what sucks? We've
These are
all
all
talked
these are
about
all Super
like
Bowl rematches.
we've all talked about how this season like is so different, these playoffs, it's all new teams, everything. If you think about it, all of the last four teams that are alive have all recently won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
It's weird. It's so
Like I was
weird.
hoping there would be like a new face. Like not that I was rooting for them, but like imagine like the Jaguars just came out and won the Super Bowl.
Or
Like it
the
just would have been
Texans.
like
Yeah.
The Panthers.
or the Texans or the Bills or the Panthers. Like it just would have been cool, you know?
No, not the Bills. Not the Bills.
The Bills.
But yeah, so that's pretty much everything. Shorter episode, but listen, we're running out of stuff here. We're gonna have one more episode of the season. It's gonna be all anticipation of the Super Bowl, all Super Bowl talk. So
Hmm.
I don't know. You guys got anything else?
No, the game started. I'm trying to go watch this game.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch
Yeah.
these games. Sam, very happy to have you back. We missed you.
Happy to be back, boys. Happy to be back.
We
Everyone
will
stay warm.
see you guys either next
Yes.
week or the week after because we technically have a 2 week break before the Super Bowl. So we'll figure out whenever the schedules align. But thank you anybody that was watching. Enjoy this championship round and see you guys for the Super Bowl episode.
Peace out, guys.